Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Welcome to our final European Championships flight. Oh, I've really enjoyed these over the last, what's it been, 4 weeks, something like that. For the final one, I'm happy to be back in the orange. A real EasyJet route, although technically I don't think this departs until tomorrow morning. But what the heck, we'll fly it tonight instead. Easy 52 Zulu November, another mouthful of a call sign. Who makes these up? And we're going from Venice, Italy, of course, up to London Gatwick, where I'm sure some fans will be on board, ready for the final taking place on Sunday evening. What a great game that promises to be. So welcome to everybody in the chat. Good evening, Dark. Good evening, Nick. Yeah, bit of a surprise for me actually. I wasn't planning on doing this tonight, but here we are. So it has been a little bit of a rush, but it's a good 2-hour flight, this one, so we should have plenty of time to enjoy. Good evening to Ryan Lewis, Aircraft Aviation Sim Pilot 001 A350. Hope you are all all very well. Lord Kumi on Twitch, good to see you as well. And Jonathan, good evening indeed, doing very well. Dr. Magic, good to have you on board as always. So we're going to start getting set up and getting on board. If anyone wants to find the operational flight plan, that is in the chat on YouTube, pinned at the top, so you can go ahead, download that and grab it. Callum Talent 27, thanks for joining us as well. And I've just got a couple of things to set up. Just one moment, I'll be back in a sec while I sort these out. Oh, there we go, back with you. Sorry about that. For anybody that watches the channel regularly, you know there's a dog that flies with me quite regularly. Name's George, crazy dog. And he barks at the slightest noise outside, and he was absolutely going nuts. So I thought there must be someone at the door, even though it was quite late at night. No, turns out there was just a huge pigeon at the deck that was sat there teasing him, and he took offence. So we'll leave him to crack on. Chris Hogg, good evening. So where were we? let's get rid of that text and let's start getting set up. Say, it's really nice to be back flying EasyJet for a change. It seems like such a long time since I flew the EasyJet colours. Right, batteries are all good, external power's connected, let's get that on. Crew supply, ground control, cockpit voice. Start getting those DS aligned as well. Get the nav logo lights on, emergency lights, etc. No smoking. We'll do the engine tests. We'd normally wait for the 3 clicks, although they're missing at the moment. Simon, yeah, and 0K. Yeah, Simon, it looks like lovely weather, doesn't it? Doesn't it just? Right, we best have a look and see what fuel we're going to be taking with us. I don't think the weather in Gatwick should give us too much to worry about this evening. As we can see, currently great visibility, few clouds, wind, nothing of major concern there. There's a small chance of a few showers of rain which will reduce visibility, but nothing that's going to hinder us too much. There may be traffic, of course. We are on VATSIM, so planned fuel of 6127. If we take 7 tons, there's plenty there extra to keep us going. So if we take 7 tons, that's going to be an extra of around about a ton. So let's go and get that sorted. There we go. Real time and defueling is underway. Lewis, hello, good to see you. And Lucas Meaden, hello mate, how you doing? Lewis, I'm glad you enjoy the channel, my friend, and I've learnt lots from it. That's why the channel was initially set up, to aid people. I think we've managed to do a bit more than that since the channel's inception, but the main aim just continues to help people with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and of course the Airbus 320 Neo. Right, 1015 is our QNH, so let's go ahead and carry on getting set up. I think we've departed Venice once before, and as I recall, it didn't end too well. We crashed the aircraft on departure. That was a sim bug. Nothing that I did. Not quite sure what happened there. But anyway, let's hope for none of that tonight. That's all set up. Let's come down to the pedestal. We've got 1215. We're on Unicom, switching, thrust levers, engine masters, spoilers, flaps, parking brake. Flight deck door is open. Oh, what's that doing turned on? Let's turn that off and let's turn that on just here. There we go. All is set with that. Up to the glare shield. Let's get some lights on there. 1015, flight directors 1 and 2 are on. We can come down and, oops, turn the primary flight display up. Oh, maybe not that bright. Navigation display, let's turn that up. And to the ECAMs, and we'll start getting passengers on board as well. Let's just get rid of the first officer's displays. Air alignment in around 6 minutes. All systems are normal. Good stuff. Right, let's give the cabin crew a shout, tell them they can start boarding. so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, so with the passengers getting on board, let's start setting up the MCDU. We'll go to our ATSU first of all, just get all the stuff from SimBrief. 1 hour 46. Back to the AOC menu, just clear that scratch pad out of the way so it doesn't confuse us. Oops, no, I don't want the weather, not just yet. Performance, weights and balance then. We've got 168 passengers. A random zero fuel weight centre of gravity. 58.5 our zero fuel weight. Let's just get all that loaded in, make sure the gross weight changes so we know that the aircraft is loaded. There we go. And let's check that zero fuel weight then. According to the operational flight plan, it is 58.5, spot on. Right, onto the data page, and we'll just check the aircraft status, the LEAP engines, they're correct, AirX cycle is all current and up to date. So init request, let's get our route pulled in. There's our flight number. Our alternate tonight is, where is the, oh, it's Stansted. Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. Our call sign this evening is EZY52 Zulu November. Costing index of A, flight level 380 and minus 48. That's the temperature put in. The tropopause isn't too far off, but we'll just go ahead and edit that to 35,800 feet. And that's done. So the flight plan, we are departing on runway 04 right. That is the Rugby 7 X-ray. And insert planning to land on runway 26 left at Gatwick, the ILS. The Kunav 1 Golf arrival. And that will indeed be via Mayfield, I think. Let me just double check that. Yeah, in via Mayfield, the initial approach for that. So we'll pop that in. It's already selected, but we can just confirm that. 606 miles. Slightly less than what I've got on the operational flight plan. The operational flight plan is giving us 652 miles, so about 50 miles off there. Not quite sure what that is all about, but we'll check the route anyway whilst we once we get going. Onto the RadNav page. Anything we need to pop in there, we can put the Tessera VOR, which is based just at the end of the runway we're departing from, actually. So we'll get that in there. Check that frequency, 115.3. That is correct. Onto the unit B page then. Zero fuel weight is 58.5, as we said. The zero fuel weight centre of gravity is 31.0. Trip wind for the flight today is a headwind of 30, slowing us down a little bit. And 5.9 tonnes of fuel required. We've got 7, so should be no issues there. A little bit of extra fuel for any holds or anything like that. Takeoff weight then is 65.3. Fuel for the alternate required is about a tonne, so we'll update that 1.0, and that's given us an extra 12 minutes of flying time. So onto the performance page, transition altitude. Let's check that out. 6,000 feet, and our initial climb on this SID would probably be given to us by air traffic control. However, we can go to flight level 140 initially. There's no other climb clearances given to us on here, so yeah, flight level 140. We'll go ahead and set that in a second. Minimum safe altitude then around the airport within 25 miles is 7,000 200 feet. So obviously terrain is a bit of a factor here in Venice, particularly as we're heading northbound. We need to be aware of aware of that. Let's go and pop all that information in then to the McDo. So that transition altitude 6,000 feet. Thrust reduction acceleration is 1007. The simulator rounds that up to 1010. Same for the acceleration and engine out acceleration. And it's a noise abatement to departure. Flaps 1 will be used, and those V speeds 137, VR 133, and V1 132. So let's have a look at running our briefing then. We are parked. Where are we parked? I believe we're at stand 3, 2, 4. So we're going to push back facing south. We're then going to taxi down Whiskey, I believe this is. So we'll taxi down on Whiskey, then Mike, after which we will I think there's works at the end of that taxiway. So after Sierra, we need to... Oh, that's the de-icing bay. No, it's not. That works at all. It's the de-icing bay. So we can stay on Mike all the way through and onto Alpha, crossing the threshold of 04 left, and then holding at Alpha for 04 right. Takeoff then from runway 04 right, and we have got maximum speed restrictions of 200 knots. So in order to fly that, we will fly at flaps 1. So we'll remain flaps 1, and we can fly at a speed of 194 for that. So we'll pull the speed bug and select 194 knots, flaps 1 until we've passed through that turn at Papa Zulu 477. Okay, so that's how we're going to fly the departure. We need to go in and put that departure altitude in now. Our initial climb, which is going to be flight level 140. That's all set. We'll get the constraints on there. Now that this is loaded in, let's just go to the plan page and check this is all right. Oh no, that's not right. Oh no, it is right. I've just briefed the wrong departure. We're not taking the 6 Mike, we're taking the 7 X-ray. So there is still the maximum speed restriction of 200 knots, so that is still valid. We'll still have to hold 200 knots, but it's a right-hand turn after departure. We'll just flick through this and check the arrival looks well. Once we get to London Gatwick, that's interesting. That doesn't look correct at all, does it? Let's just have a quick look at that. So yeah, there's 26 left, and it is supposed to be you could have 1 Golf arrival. Oh, I put the Kidley 1 Golf in. Yeah. Why it's always worth checking. Could have 1 Golf via Mayfield. That's the one. There it is. And insert. That will look far better. There we go. Okay, so now we've briefed how we're going to do the taxi and how we are going to do the the departure. Let's talk about the emergency brief. Well, first of all, the weather here in Venice is rather lovely this evening, so chances are if we do have a problem, we're going to return here. The maximum landing weight is well below what we currently are, so no problem coming back and landing just here. No times to be aware of. Threats we're already aware of. We've already flagged up the terrain to the north of the airfield, so it's going to be a non-standard sorry, it's going to be a standard emergency drill. But let's just back up a little bit. So the emergency brief, let's chat about what happens if we have a problem during the taxi. We'll stop the aircraft, we'll contact air traffic control if they're online. If there's a fire, we of course need to let the crew know, and they can potentially decide if we're going to evacuate. If there's a fire, we'll most certainly be evacuating, but either way we will have a look at what our ECAMs are telling us. On departure, of course, I'll be flying the takeoff, and if we have any problems or warnings before 100 knots, we will consider stopping. After 100 knots and up to V1, which is 132, we'll only stop for ECAM warnings, cautions, and of course engine fires or failures with or without thrust lost if we think the aircraft is completely unsafe to fly. If we do decide to stop, I will call stop.
Passengers are now on board.
All passengers are now on board. Thank you very much. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, if we decide we need to stop, I will call out that we are going to stop. We'll need to go max reverse, and I can use the foot brakes as well if I think that the auto brake max isn't doing its job properly. Once we come to a stop, we'll put the parking brakes on, and if there is an engine fire, we shall pop the aircraft facing away from the facing into the wind. If we have a failure after V1, of course, we're committed to takeoff, so we will continue to climb. If it's an engine failure, we don't rotate quite as much. We will rotate to a 12.5 degree pitch. Then we'll need to use rudder to control the yaw of the aircraft. Once we've got a positive climb rate, we'll get the gear up, we'll trim the yaw out, and once we're then above 400 feet, we can confirm the failure, run any drills, and we can cross-confirm any guarded or engine switches. We'll also need to follow the SID at this point, because we won't need to come away from that. It is a standard engine out departure here, so if we do have a problem, we're going to be going to the Ocado holding point. So at 1600 feet, we'll make that right turn, and the Ocado holding point sets us up for a nice approach back here if we have had that problem, as we can find it just here. So as you can see, the SID takes us out more or less towards that holding point anyway, so that works out quite nicely and puts us in a nice place. We'll stop our climb at 5,000 feet. We'll continue to hold, decide what we're doing, and most likely come back and return. That's if we have a problem, of course. Hopefully none of that will come to fruition, and we'll be able to enjoy a nice flight to London Gatwick this evening. So that is our departure briefing. The refueling is all done. We can now get the fuel pumps on, and we can get the seatbelt signs on. APU can also be started. We'll give that a couple of seconds. There we go. So once that's sorted, then we can disconnect the external power, and we'll be good to go. I think everyone's now on board, so the doors will be closed, the jetway will be leaving us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Great stuff. Thank you very much.
Okay, last couple of things we need to check. Just do a final systems check. We've got the fuel, just over 7 tons, which is nicely balanced. Go to our data page, check the IRS. Perfect. Okay, let's run the before start checklist. So, cockpit preparation is all complete. Signs are on and auto. Our gears are aligned. We've got 3 nav green. Fuel quantity, as we said, is set, loaded and balanced. FMGS is coded. Altimeter 1015. We'll switch back over to Unicom now, and we'll welcome everybody on board.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight. Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back, so if you can please down the door and cross-check. Thank you.
Okay, we're on Unicom. The tug's on the move. I'm just going to have a quick look around to see if there is any other traffic, because there's no ATC about. We've got British Airways holding just there. I'm going to guess that's Nick. I think that is Nick. He's probably going to wait for us, to be fair. He doesn't look to be moving. We'll announce our push. Venice traffic, easy 52 Zulu November. Parking stand 324, pushing back, facing south. Let's get the beacon light on. Start the timer. Transponder to standby. Oh, let's click that only once. Then we can push back. Off we go. So whilst the automated call was being made, the before start checklist below the line was not called out but done. The windows and doors are closed and armed. Beacon is on. Parking brake is now off. So let's begin the engine start. Engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
So that was a carefully choreographed pushback there. We'll end the pushback, we're on the taxi line. Let's get the parking brake back on. We'll just check that CFG 30. All is good. Right, so pushback is complete. Tug driver is moving back. Engines 1 and now engine 2 is stabilised. I've got a speed brake warning there. Let me just try and configure that. That's a hardware issue, not a sim issue. There we go, that's sorted. Engine mode select to norm. APU bleed off. APU masters off. Not using anti-ice. And spoils are armed. Rudder flaps. And the trim. Have to start checklist. Anti-ice not required. Ecam status is checked. And pitch trim is 30.1. Rudder trim set 0. Quick flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full right. Rudder. Full left. And neutral. Pushback tug is clear. We'll announce the taxi. Venice traffic, Easy 52 Zulu November, taxiing via Whiskey Mike, cross runway 04 left threshold and hold on Alpha for 04 right. Taxi light on, parking brakes released.
Venice traffic Easy 8070 will follow the company traffic taxi into 04 right.
Following the 2 eastbound A320.
There was 2 stations at once then, but I kind of I think I know what they're doing. They're following me, so I better not get it wrong. So straight down here, and then we're bearing right. Make sure we don't miss the turn, otherwise we end up on the runway. So we bear right down here. We're going to pop the terrain on for the departure as well. We've already briefed the terrain to the north of the field. Okay, let's do the PEDS check. So our performance hasn't changed. It's still going to be a toga takeoff from the full length of 04 right. Engine out procedure, standard right hand turn after passing 1600. We remain on the SID and we go direct to Ocado holding point where we'll enter the holding pattern. Left holds. Departure matches what we have in the FMGC and stop altitude is ourselves cleared to flight level 140. So before takeoff checklist to the line, flight controls have been checked. We've done our departure briefing, flap settings, config 1, FMA and takeoff data 132 blue, 137 magenta, climb nav blue, 14,000 blue, 1 FD2 and toga. Transponder is set, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, electronic flight bag is stowed. So apologies guys, I obviously have not been anywhere near the chat at the moment whilst we've been doing this. I'll come back in the chat once we're airborne. Now we've not heard any traffic information with regards to aircraft coming into Venice tonight, so I think we're clear to cross runway 04 left. I can't see anything. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure we actually clear the runway by holding at the stop margin for 04 right. Let's just hold that there. Make sure that I can't remember if I put the weather radars on. Yes, we did. That's okay. Right, let's get the transponder on. Let's get TCAS on. We'll get the lights on, and then we'll announce our departure on VATSIM. It's all set. I'll get packs 1 and 2 off.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please.
Before takeoff, checklist below the line. Cabin secured for takeoff. Engine mode selector is norm. TCAS TARA. Packs are off. Anti-ice not required. Venice traffic easy 52 Zulu November. Line up runway 04 right for departure on the Rocket 7 X-ray. Loving the fact that I can see the reflection of the strobes on the ground. I don't think I've noticed that before. Okay, all lined up and ready to go. Final paranoia check. Everything up here looks good. Everything down there looks good. And takeoff. Start the chrono. Set 50% M1. Engines stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Man toga SRS. V1, rotate.
Positive right for gear up.
And we've got nav showing as well. Lower the nose, set climb thrust.
Venice traffic.
Thrust climb,
Easy
climb.
070 line up on runway 04 right.
DD0 8070. What SID are you flying out?
And autopilot 1 engaged.
Speedbird 1. Speedbird, I am flying the Robic 7X departure.
Roger, thanks for that.
And easy 8070 Venice is rolling on 7 right.
Get pack 2 on. And just for those of you that may have joined late, we've pulled the speed at 194, which was S speed, because we have a max speed of 200 knots until we've passed this next turn. After that we can go back to managed speed and start to accelerate away. Standard pressure now pulled, flight level 140 blue confirmed. Just wondering if we could see Venice as we depart. Going to be chasing that sunset all the way to London Gatwick. Don't think we're going to win though. I think it's going to be dark by the time we get there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
And as we're now coming through that turn,
Venice traffic, 892 Victor, 0.
we'll start to clean her up. So flaps 0, ground spoilers disarmed. Past 10,000 feet, we'll get those lights off. And we fly straight back over Venice Airport, which we can see. I think that's Nick about to depart. Cruise flight tonight 380, and we're happy with all of that. Let's continue that climb. Let's set flight level 380, 380 blue confirmed. Release the cabin crew, and I can also release the passengers as well. We're above minimum safe altitude. That was 7,200 feet.
We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
HD, good evening. Did I release the cabin crew before I went flaps 0? No, I've just released the cabin crew at the exact same time as I did the seatbelt signs. I was concentrating on making sure the SID flew properly. I didn't release the cabin crew at all. So, both cabin crew and passengers got released at the same time. Cumbrig, good evening. Release the drinks trolley indeed. Whoa, did anybody see that? And that looks like there's some thunderstorms going on below us. Let's climb above that, shall we? Wonder if there is actually any thunderstorms to the west of Venice this evening. HD, self-loading cargo throws me all the time sometimes. It comes out with announcements at times that I don't expect them to. I'm back in the chat with you now, having a little look at that while monitoring the climb and the route that this aircraft's going to take through that weather. So good evening, Jazz Maxwell 77. Good to see you as well. Tira, anything about the A380 from FlyByWire? No, not yet. Jonathan, there's a great view and some amazing colours in front of us. Yeah, as I say, we're going to be chasing that all the way to London Gatwick, so that should be quite nice for us to do this evening. JD, you have an issue with flaps going maximum if you open a window. How do you open a window? I didn't know you could do that. Either way, I'm not gonna. Not at 20,000 feet. Particularly not with the terrain that I know I've got beneath me. HD, am I going to fly through that? That didn't look too bad. That just looked like some evaporating, some cloud that was evaporating away. That's not my concern. My concern is in about 40 miles. This stuff over here. That's what concerns me. I may be doing some directs and get around that. How far does that extend out? Looking out the window, what I can see at the moment doesn't look too bad. We seem to be above most of that. But let's wait for about 30 miles time, shall we, and see what this red stuff looks like. Someone did give me a great piece of advice once, which was look out the bloody window. Wish we could set the radar tilt on this thing. That would be great. I think it's just set to auto on the left there, isn't it? Coming up on 24,000 feet. We just turn the brightness of that down a little bit. You can see some good convection activity going off over here. Look at that, is that a bit of an anvil? Or is that just where the top of this cloud sort of dissects what I can see and that's actually behind it? What's great with Microsoft Flight Simulator is this is the first time that you have to actually look and think about that kind of stuff. Simon, yeah, it looks like we got out of Venice just in time if that stuff's heading towards us. It's all blowing to the right of us as we're flying. So, northwards. But there are definitely some flashes around and maybe a little bit of turbulence as well. GD, you can never get the weather radar to work. Remember, the weather radar only shows rain, precipitation and pockets of turbulence. It doesn't just show clouds. So all this stuff down here, unless it's actually raining, won't be shown. And it also won't show if you've got the terrain radar on. So if I turn the terrain radar on, look, everything disappears. And it's not going to show any terrain because we're at nearly 27,000 feet. If I've got terrain there, then I must be near the Himalayas. Good evening, Callum. Callum says, have you ever had trouble getting the plane to climb to an altitude? You couldn't get your flight to climb higher than flight 150 with managed open climb and even VS. You wonder if you're missing something. Callum, it sounds like something's gone wrong somewhere. Though without being able to see the actual picture, I'm not sure I can help. Now, what's all this stuff coming up on the horizon just there? We're going to climb above that. That'll be this stuff over here, won't it? weather is slowly pushing it to the right. We're flying to the left, but we will most certainly keep an eye on that, because that could potentially be a problem. We're going to be at 38,000 feet. And if we do look at the operational flight plan, come down to the bottom, have a look at the weather. Strangely enough, there's nothing actually shown on there. Oh. Oh well. HD, that's what I was just looking for, although I think I think you may have typed that just as I was searching. Should we hold off on the alcohol for now for the next 20-30 miles or so? Let's wait and see, shall we? They're phantom cumulonimbus. Don't worry if they're phantom, they won't hurt. We'll see. I'm loving this though. From a visual point of view, really liking this. That's not to say I'd like to fly through it. We're already bobbing up and down a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that on stream. It's not smooth sailing, not at the moment. Jazz Maxwell, no news yet on the EFB, I'm afraid. Although something else did pass a test yesterday, I think, and got merged into the new testing branch. So fingers crossed. Can't be far away. It's definitely still being worked on. Akshay, I would certainly recommend downloading the modded version, the A320 Neo from FlyByWire, the A32NX. It's streets ahead. Tom, on Facebook, what is the thin arrow you see sometimes between waypoints in arc mode? Do you mean... Hang on. Will I still be able to pick this up? Oh, I cleared the RadNav page out. If you've got a VOR frequency in there, you may be picking up a VOR, and then that will be the arrow if you've got these turned on. I've not got a VOR in there, so I can't show you at the moment. Dextro 2000, good news. I'm landing before Gardener's World begins. How late is Gardener's World on? And actually, it's 1 AM here, but you're still watching. Oh, that's great stuff. We should be on the ground in about an hour and a half. Fingers crossed. Oh, HD is just giving an answer to that question, Tom. You could be... Are you referring to what's sort of like little blue or little white arrows straight on the nav track? I think that is... It could be your top of climb, top of descent arrows. I've not got any shown here. Normally top of climb wouldn't be too far away. At the moment, you can disregard them because they show useless information. When they work, I can do a little tutorial video which shows why they are useful. But I've not got any showing there. And Jonathan, thank you very much, Jonathan, for your very kind $10 donation. And Jonathan says, a little support for a great Carmi flight. Let's hope it's Carmi. Thank you again, Jonathan. You are very kind. Thanks for supporting the channel. Here comes that turbulence. So one of the things we need to be aware of as well, currently at the moment, the Mora minimum off-route altitude as we approach Suxton from Rockib is climbing. You know, Suxton is 14,800 feet. So if we had a decompression, we'd need to spin the aircraft around, head away from that as we're getting back down to 10,000 feet. And Simpilot 001 has followed on Twitch. Thank you very much. Callum, yeah, they'd go around it if it was really nasty. Combri gives that turbulence in a self-loading cargo voice. Simpilot 001, you couldn't subscribe twice on Facebook, so on YouTube, so you came to Twitch to do it instead. If you get us on Facebook, that's 3 for 3. Oh, we're bobbing up and down a little bit. Don't know if we just got a small problem here with that turbulence flicking us up and down. We couldn't quite reach our target airspeed there, so our climb stops. It's got going again. This looks nasty, doesn't it? HD, is the weather in Milan okay? The weather in Milan at the moment, ceiling and visibility is okay, wind 250 at 5, no significant changes within the next couple of hours, so Milan isn't looking too bad. That looks terrible. Anderson Pinya, thank you for subscribing on Facebook. Look at this wall. So let's pull the speed back. We're struggling to climb a little bit anyway. Let's get ourselves up to 38,000 feet. Turbulence penetration speed is Mach 7.6. That's now set. And we've got Mach Alt Star. Alt Cruise in a moment. Paul on Facebook, you've done it 3 for 3. And there we go, Alt Cruise. Right, well, we can see the sun setting over the horizon of those clouds. They're no longer showing nice and red. They've dropped down. Now at our cruising altitude, and I'm afraid to say it's not going to be plain sailing for the next few minutes, looking at what's ahead of us.
As we have good weather ahead and should be experiencing any turbulence.
GD, thank you so much for your kind donation there. Really, really do appreciate that. So thank you once again. Hope to see you on many more flights to come. I'm just going to check how we're doing now with our progress. So at Argax, there we go. Should be showing around 5 ton of fuel. What have we got? 5.2 tons. Good stuff. And timings, we've got 23 minutes. We passed, oh, I got a couple of minutes ago actually. 29 minutes. Oh, so actually we're doing really, really well. A little bit ahead of schedule. HD, that's Mars and Venus just out to the right above the horizon. Is it? Have they actually? I see. We spoke about this before, haven't we? The fact that all the stars and constellations are all in exactly the right place. The moon phases. I didn't know they got the planets as well, though. How did you find that out, HD? Have you just stood in the back garden and checked that out? Nick, that's a great question. Whereabouts height-wise are the joystick and throttles? Are they about knee height when seated? I think, are they slightly... they're sort of slightly below knee height, aren't they? You can also raise and lower your seat as well, Nick, remember that. So not until we get to Maneg are we safe height-wise of decompressions. HD, how does that work? You can't get the planets app on the stream, can you? Yeah, point it like the augmented reality thing. You know, point it at the your TV screen or an iPad screen and see which stars they are. That's great to know that they're there, though. Weather does seem to be settling down a little bit turbulence-wise. So maybe we can start to sit back and relax just a little. Two tons of fuel used, which is good because we set off with 2 tons of fuel less than what we've got currently, so no fuel leaks. Oh, that's good. All SD pages are showing as they should, so that's really nice. Simpilot 001, nothing can go smoothly. I remember Murphy's Law. Yeah, we don't want that to come to fruition on Sunday night here in England, do we? Simon, looks like we'll be entering controlled airspace soon. Well, I hope so. It's always lovely to have air traffic control. Lots of France is alive at the moment with air traffic control. HD, it's got to be a pilot's second hobby, hasn't it? Stargazing. I knew there was something. Hyacinth, welcome back. Long time no see, my friend. Hope you are well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Can see the Earth's shadow is starting to catch up with us. As I say, it's going to be night time in Gatwick when we land. It is a shame about the cloud cover. Maybe that'll break as we get further through into the depths of Europe. So it's Friday night. Fingers crossed you've all got something good planned for the weekend. Especially if you're English or Italian. Does anyone know how many Italian fans have been allowed over to England for the final? There was about, was it 8,000 fans? Danish fans were allowed in. Although I think most of those were Danish nationals here in the UK, were they not? So it looks like as we're at 38,000 feet, we're just cloud surfing now, aren't we? Just above that cloud layer, and hopefully that's going to hold. Certainly looks to be petering out. And Flight Simulator 101, you can't wait for the performance Xbox update. Yeah, so when's that? That's the 27th, isn't it? 27th of July. Chris, did I get your last email? Yes, I did, Chris. Unfortunately, I was rattling my brains trying to think what your problem could be. Let's have a look. So I'm going to do this quickly, but you can have a look on. You can watch the stream back. So what you should find in your wherever it's popped in, LandLogic folder, self-loading cargo, in the sound packs, make sure you've got default, don't touch that, leave default as it is, and then you can add any other particular sound packs that you want in there. Then you should obviously be able to select those, and then in the actual self-loading cargo app, open the settings page, just make sure of course everything's turned on, even turned up as well. That makes a difference. I think by default they're set down here. If you have text to speak ticked, you need to make sure you've got text to speech voices installed. If not, make sure they are unticked. Use text to speak for the safety briefing as well, leave that unticked. I'm afraid that's all I can really think of, Chris. Sorry, I'm not much more help. You got a photo out of the left window, HD. There you go. Take that screenshot. I'm trying to get the best angle for you. I'm not sure what you're trying to get. Maybe it's the Earth's shadow, in which case if I just come down a little bit, maybe zoom a tad more. There we go, that might be a little bit better for you. Dr. Magic, you're up for another morning flight tomorrow. You're not sure of the route, and Combrig, only 1,000 are flying to London according to the Evening Standard. 1,000, eh? Safe to say we've got the home advantage. Jonathan, you've got to go. You've got nearly 0 battery on the phone. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for your very kind donation earlier on. And yeah, we'll hopefully have an excellent flight. We'll catch you next time. Go plug that phone in. Hopefully you got what you wanted there, HD. Nick, I hadn't realised that. No VATSIM on Xbox, they voted against it. I can kind of understand that. I am defective, you reckon that might be hell in human form, VATSIM on Xbox. Yeah, probably have to agree with that. Okay, so we've got about 118 people watching the stream this evening. That's great. If you could do me a favour, if you haven't done so already, just hit the like button on the stream. It just helps with the analytics and things for the channel. It really does make a massive difference. So please do hit the like button if you haven't already. And then whilst you're doing that, who's going to win Sunday? England or Italy? Go on, be brave. I'm interested. You won't offend me. Obviously, I'm English. I honestly don't know who I think is going to win. I know I hope's going to win, but I'm curious to see what everyone's opinions are. So just pop that in. Straw poll: England or Italy. Lord of you're surprised I've not installed the EasyJet Sharklets yet. Is that an actual livery itself, or is that a separate file? If it's a separate file, I'm going to have to get those installed, aren't I? Brian, good evening from Canada as well. Your work's all done, so you got a nice stream to end your day. Great stuff. Jean Tennis, thank you so much. Captain Campbell, you've got the Reverb G2 coming. You can't wait for the 27th. Dark, you're not allowed to say Italy. So Andrew goes England, Jean goes hopefully Italia, Dark Italy. You've never been forgiven for that, Dark. Combrig England, Harry Italy, GD, you're Welsh. Frank says England, Fly England. Brian, you've no clue because you're Canadian. Nick, England, of course, it's coming home. Agent Gold 2000, England. Dark Blue Englands are a separate file, but they are merged. I'll have to have a look at that. Nick, can we ban Dark? Tom on Facebook says, thanks for the information on installing the modelling for VPilot. Well, Tom, you need to thank Nick Burrows, who's on our YouTube watching this evening. 128.3. Let's give them a call. Oh, try that again. And that's going to be Rames Control 128.3. Control, good evening. Easy 52 Zulu November, flight level 380, inbound Hotel Oscar Charlie.
52 November, Rames Control, well, 5775.
5775 for Easy 52 Zulu November.
Top is 15 November, 4, identity road, speed 2009.
That's not the right squawk.
15 November, right, heading 120, decent 5000.
Heading 120, descending Takeoff.
EC520 November, identify direct to Kisak.
Direct to Kisak for Easy 52 Zulu November.
Range Center, Easy 8070 with you, flight level 360, direct Hawk. Easy 8070, range control, bonsoir, Hawk 5776. Can you confirm that's 5776 for Easy 8070? Nathan?
That's a handy little shortcut.
74 range control, bonsoir, identified by flight level 240. 374 negative, climb flight level 240.
So I'm just flicking through VATSIM to see if everything stays online as it is right now, then we should have ATC from here all the way to Gatwick. Simon, thank you very much for for your donation there, and Simon says it's going to be England. I hope you're right, Simon. Thank you again.
Ready, good evening. Swift 73 Golf. We're passing flight level 115, landing flight level 340, Venice, 3 Hotel out Zurich.
HD, so Hock is the Hockvald VOR. You learn all the names over the years. Yeah, I wasn't going to guess it or call it Hock. That's why I went with the Hotel Oscar Charlie version.
377
Oh, Dark, we'll forgive you. It's going to be a difficult match, isn't it? There's no getting away from that. It's going to be a difficult match.
Good evening, control 089296, moving flight 380, direct VAU for Lima.
It was 8990 Victor, reach control, bonsoir, Spook 5777.
Still a thick cloud of cloud, nothing much to see down there, is there?
0890 Victor.
Range, Sky Travel to Zulu, good evening, with you, flight level 360.
Simon, best of luck from Austria, not bitter at all at Italy, towards Italy.
Range, Sky Travel to Zulu, good evening, with you, flight level 360.
Chris, yeah, I'll get that livery to you again, no problem.
Can you come to the 122 decimal 8, Sky Travel 122?
Andrew, it's about time, England 1-1. I can't argue with that. So Brian, the final match is on Sunday evening at 1700 Zulu time. No, it isn't. 1900 Zulu time. 1900 Zulu time. Jaden Wilson, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Comrade, there's a slither of clear patch in central France, Germany, is there? I mean, if we have a quick look at the route. Let me just close that. There's our route this evening. So we're obviously in French airspace at the moment.
74 can you climb flight level 340?
It'd be nice if we got ATC all the way through now, wouldn't it?
Skylink 125 Golf for ATC, second 122 decimal 8 aboard.
23 thanks, Charles.
So the flight time tonight was what? About 1 hour and 47 minutes, was it? Have I made that up? Oh, 1 hour 46. But with a couple of directs, I think we're going to be nicely ahead of schedule on that, which is nice. B&B early. I think I've got some cake waiting for me as well in the fridge.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Manic Mohammed, they're talking about a bank holiday if England win. I think, wouldn't it just become a bank holiday by default because no one will be bothered to go to work? I know our lads' school said they don't have to come in until 10 o'clock the following morning because the amount of stroppy kids they had in following the match on Wednesday night, they don't want to do that again. They were all shattered. Nick, no directs for you yet. You'll be lagging behind. Dark says, Nick, you don't deserve one after your comment. Was that call for us? Yeah. 0.78 for Easy 52 Zulu November. 0.78 or greater for Easy 52 Zulu November. We can go Mach 79. Just on the limit there. Probably wanted to put some distance between myself, Nick, and Dark Fury. Combrick, they need to get their hairstyles done in football. It takes time. Yeah, it doesn't matter with hockey. You can't see the hair.
89 Victor for regulation fly Mach 0.77.
We'll go to Mach 0.77 for speedboat 89 Victor.
Speedboat 89 Victor, second.
Mad Steve, you've been hearing these original EasyJet announcements so often during the streams that you won't be sure the next time you fly EasyJet if it's real life or you're watching a stream.
8070 for regulation fly Mach 0.77 or less.
What's going on with my speed here?
Mach 0.77, easy 8070.
Was that a sim bug? My speed just dropped rather dramatically. I didn't see that. I didn't see that happen. I was just checking how we were doing, and then suddenly noticed we dropped down to near green dot. I don't want that. Seems to be coming back up now. We'll keep an eye on that. So let's looking at our arrival, shall we? Gary, you're working on getting the courage up for VATSIM in Europe. You've only done USA VATSIM. Then you'll fly with the big boys. Did anyone see the link I posted on the Discord server today? With the Wizz Air at JFK. God, I felt sorry for him. I feel like that sometimes when I'm at large airports that I'm unfamiliar with. Particularly when it's very busy. So we're looking at the Kunav arrival 1 Golf. Flight level 160 at Amdut. For runway 26 left. And just going to double check the wind. I'm sure 26 left is still being in use. Yeah, it will be.
Speedbird full 95, direct upward. Speedbird full 95, direct upward.
Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Platform altitude for this approach is 2,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude as we're approaching the airport is 2,000 feet as we're coming in. 2,300 feet for the sector when capturing the ILS. And decision altitude for the Cat 1 runway visibility is above 550 meters, so Cat 1 approach 396. ILS frequency 110.9. Runway elevation is 196, and missed approach 3,000 feet. Straight ahead, however, until passing 2,000 feet or 1 mile from the ILS, whichever is later. Then a left turn to heading 178. As we come into land and taxi, I've not got those charts up yet. HD, I shall not be slowing down until I've spoken to them first. 26 left. No, that's not what I want. I want the ground charts. Parking stands. And where's the airport? Have I missed it? Oh, there it is. So we will be vacating on Echo, potentially Foxtrot Romeo. If we vacate onto Echo, we then backtrack along the runway 26 right. If we vacate on Fox Romeo, they may want us to cross and then go on to Juliet, but they may of course then just want us to continue on to runway 26 right. HD and descend before told. I've done that before. Forgot air traffic controls online and just went, okay, let's go down. Seems a lot brighter now, all those clouds have disappeared. Still don't think we're going to catch that sun. HD, if we vacate on Fox Romeo, we have to go down Juliet. Ah, fair point. Thank you very much. Is that in the arrival briefing notes? Noise abatement, runway operations. Fully vacated before stopping. 26 left. 3238. Traffic vacating at Echo. Have to turn right onto the runway without stopping on the taxiway with Foxtrot Road. Have to cross 26 right onto Juliet. There it is. When exiting runway 26 left, aircraft do not have to call for clearance to cross 26 right, as runway cannot be used simultaneously.
Direct 17 for the ADC, unit up 1 to 2 decimal 8 above.
Oh, it's in the hotspots. There's me trundling through loads of arrival briefings, and it's in big letters up there. We also need to plan for a max speed of 250 knots at Kilo Echo 64 and then timber 220 knots. I'm now just going to go and check that all that is coded in. So could I have ADMOT? 64. Then doesn't actually give us timber, it takes us straight to Mayfield, which, to be fair, it passes straight over timber, so that should be okay. And then we'll get vectors in. From air traffic control.
Speedbird 890 Victor, they like the key facts.
Direct Cusack, Speedbird 890 Victor.
To help plan with our descent, I'm going to pop in the Amadut waypoint.
Fighting 1 approved to pull back.
Oh, sorry, you took HD. You're talking about the star charts. Sorry, I thought you meant the ground charts. So do not proceed beyond timber with air traffic control clearance. That's going to be difficult, considering we don't have timber in the box. Presumably HD, as there's no hold shown there. What would you do? If you didn't get ATC clearance before there for whatever reason, they forgot about you, or not that that should happen, but would you just enter a hold? Sort of a put yourself in a self-designated holding pattern at timber. We can, of course, put timber on the prog page, so we'll know when we're at it. Let's just do a quick calculation and work out when we're going to want to begin that descent. What are we at? We're at flight level 380, so what are those, 22,000 feet, so that's around 60, about 70 miles, if the headwind stays the same.
Wheeler 3257 range from Woodbox, well identified. Swift 3257. St. Velasco flying right. Swift 3257, come on in 30 minutes.
So yeah, every star has a clearance limit, and you're not allowed to pass that without air traffic control clearance. But the star, but it does have a hole there. It'll just be shown somewhere, presumably. Oh, sadly.
Heading 1-2, welcome. Great, good evening, is that 39 Golf, flight number
Actually, it's not on the initial approach. Ah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. It's on the initial approach. There we are. Well, looking at that weather chart, there's nothing down there at the north of Italy. A little bit of rain sweeping across the Midlands here in the UK. Oh yeah, it was throwing it down here a couple of hours ago. Even the cat came in.
3724 contact, Brussels control 129.575 over.
So just having a look. We'll get the weather in a little bit. We're not quite close enough yet to worry about that.
Good evening, Alpine 37, Quebec X-ray inbound.
So what else can I get ready with regards to this approach? Might be a bit. What's happening there?
Direct takeoff Blue Line, Alpine 37, Quebec X-ray on CPL.
Must have had a sim update with the weather. Sadly, it does that sometimes. So we cancel that overspeed warning. Yeah, some weather must have just loaded in. Annoying when it does it. Unless it happens in real life. Paperwork HD. What can I put on that? Some new weather loaded into the simulator caught the auto thrust by surprise. It didn't react in time.
Direct Echo Papa Lima, is that critical?
We could go 0.78, didn't he? He said 0.78 or faster, and we've been 0.79 for a while now, so we should be okay.
129.575 and request over Brussels, twist 73 Golf 5.
So the ILS frequency is that in 110.9, that's fine. We can get Mayfield in there as well, MAY 117.9, that's correct. Flip that on. 195 miles away. Love being able to pick up a VOR that far away.
Contacted à nouveau vers X128 décimales 125.
On repart sur Paris 128 décimales 120, monsieur Gonçalves, au revoir.
And if we zoom in a little bit, you can see we're now just to the west, sorry, just to the east of Paris. How do I zoom in? There we go. More or less over Reims. And is air traffic control still online in London? It is at the moment, so that's good. Okay, let's start preparing the approach page and we'll just get some weather information. Bossman Gear, you like being able to do airline, actual airline routes? Yeah, it's nice. It's what this is actually. This flight departs tomorrow.
Tango, Quebec. The 94 by T house for the box. Well, squawk 5661.
Squawking 5661 on the box.
Mach number is basically the speed of sound, or it's relative to the speed of sound. So Mach 1.0 is the speed of sound, and the speed of sound changes the higher up you go. It's not as fast as the air is less dense. So rather than sticking with indicated airspeed, which is a little bit more unreliable at that sort of altitude, all aircraft use Mach numbers above, I think it's 25,000 feet, 25,000 feet. Performance page, next page, next page. There we go. Right, the QNH at Gatwick is 1020. The temperature is 17. Wind 2305.
Are we able to leave the flight deck for 3 minutes, please?
Bed with 890 Victor, approve.
Transition altitude is 6,000 feet and decision altitude is 396. Approach speed 126.
Bed 495 contact landed control 132.6 bye-bye. Line 2453 direct idiot.
Direct to Gilead, line 2453, thank you.
HD, are you wanting me to pre-select something like 270? Don't know if we've tried that. That might work.
Let's go to Radio 125, flight number 330.
Takeoff 155, range control, well identified.
Range control, Boston, Ryanair 81 X-ray, passing level, passing follow 600 feet, timing level 130.
Ryanair 81 X-ray, range control, well, squawk 5663.
5663, Ryanair 81 X-ray.
And A31 X-ray, when you were identified, confirm level 230.
230, and confirm squawk 5663, Ryanair 81 X-ray.
HD, should the managed and selected be in knots, or should that be in
890 Victor is back.
in Mach number? Sorrow DK Gaming, hello, good to see you again.
Central Radio 125.
Takeoff 155, fast Timothy.
Best you can, redirect to Bravo Lima Mike.
Afflex 414, we should be on the ground in about 30-40 minutes.
I will call you back in about 5 minutes.
Roger.
Runway 831 X-ray, Granite Days reverse, but here all the way to Takeoff, climb, climb level 230, and schedule squawk 2566.
22, 556, confirm, coming up to 220.
Negative school 5.
Chris, no worries, mate. I hope to see you next time. Yes, I did get your email about the call sign. Thank you for that. At least you're not on VATSIM, so it won't conflict.
Thanks, big Alan. Here's your next flight, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So I still got a few miles to go before we contemplate heading down.
Easy 3, Echo Charlie, contact Paris Control 128, decimal 1 bye-bye.
Oh, Gatwick, Paris Control 128, decimal 1, Easy 3, Charlie, merci pour votre service en assurance pour un pour vous. Au revoir.
Ciao, ciao, thank you.
So landing weight should be around 60 tons. Nothing wrong with that. I don't play with this too much, just because I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is. But
Easy 35, 96 range control, bonsoir, identified, direct visa.
what's the runway heading? 258.
Direct visa, Victor, Echo Sierra Alpha, November, Delta.
And what's the landing distance? 426 left is 2830 meters. Approach speed was it 121? No, it can't have been that slow, can it? 129. Weight is going to be about 60 tons. So let's just we'll go 60. We'll go 61 tons. It's going to be fully config, not the overweight. Reverse thrust. Calculate that. And does that work? There we go. There's our landing calculation.
Exit 155, direct Bravo Lima Mike.
Callum, thank you very much for your donation, and Callum says thanks for a great stream and for answering all your questions. Callum, no problem at all. If you ever have any follow-up questions, you can either leave a comment on the video or join our Discord channel. Great community in there, very, very helpful. Whether you've got questions regarding the flight simulator or the Airbus itself, always happy to help.
And then report for descent. Take 1-5.
I reckon 1.5 that's not that. Expect flight level 150 over Bravo Lima Mike and report when ready for descent.
Dr. Magic, yes, the mouse cursor is. I usually hide it during the cruise, just because you don't need to see it flapping around. But I'll put it back on as we start getting ready for descending. I'll do that now actually, because otherwise I will
Runway
forget.
81 X-ray, continue climb. Disregard, continue to 3, no, disregard.
So I'm going to ask ATC if we can start a descent. Because we're about there.
81 X-ray, copy, 69 level 370.
And 81 X-ray climbing up to level 370.
And easy 520 November, request descent.
Easy 520 November, descent level 350 to be level by Kisa.
350 level at Keysax for easy 520 November.
Good evening.
Okay, we're set flight level 350. Thrust idle open descent 350 blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck
How far away are we from Keysax? 20 miles.
to our destination, at which point mechanic crew will stop
Peter 800 Vector, 1 heavy duty level 250 to be level by Kisa.
We don't need to descend too abruptly for that. We're only using 3,000 feet.
8070, 1 heavy duty level 250 to be level by Kisa.
Descend to level 350 to be level by Keysax. Easy 8070. Can we get a direct to Keysax, please?
Easy 8070 mark. Yeah, easy 8070 direct Keysax approved. That's reduced Mach 0.76 for sequence.
Direct to Keysax reduced to decimal 76 for sequencing. Easy 8070.
Now London Gatwick is usually quite busy, so we can expect quite a lot of ATC at this point. We're going to be well below the profile at that. Let's just reduce that a little bit more, drag that out as much as we can. Ashke, I do remember you. You're still here an hour later, it's 2 AM. Good job tomorrow's Saturday.
Student November, contact London control 129.425, with your speed, bye bye.
129425, easy 520 November.
Yes, control, hello, Super 73 Alpha Papa, inbound, travel tonight.
Easy Bird 3, Russian 73 Alpha Papa, range control goals worth 5660.
Just check that that is correct. 129425. There it is. London Control, easy 520 November, flight level 350, inbound Keysax and Mach 0.78.
Just stand by player 420, descent flight level 80. Descent level 80, flight 427. Easy 520 Mike, London Control, hello to you. There's no speed restriction, descend now flight level 160, level by Amsterdam.
Send flight level 160 level by Amdut for Speedbird, for easy 520 November.
Steven 495, descend flight level 110.
Thrust idle, open descent, down we go. How far away are we from there? We may need to wind that up a little bit speed-wise. We're 50 miles away. And we've got quite a bit of altitude to lose at the moment.
Ryanair 2 X-ray vector descend when ready, flight level 140, level by Apton.
Descend when ready, flight level 140 to be level at Aston, Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor.
So we are below our vertical profile at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that as we get down. There's no speed restrictions, so if we need to increase speed, that's fine. MFS pilot, good evening to you. So on our way down, prior to all that of course, we've got the weather and landing information here. FMGC is coded. Landing elevation is confirmed 196. Auto brake not required. We've done an arrival brief. Radar is remaining on weather. No terrain around London Gatwick to be aware of. We'll set the standby instrument to 1020. There we go.
Player 420, contact Essex radar 120.625, away. Essex radar 120.625.
We're now about on profile.
Charlie,
About 3 miles to play with. I can't remember if I confirmed 160 blue, but that is set.
London, good evening. About 890.
Okay, things are about to start getting busy.
350.
We'll just kill the music as we now concentrate on our arrival.
Victor, London Control, hello. There's no speed restriction for now. Descend when ready, flight level 160, level by AMDUT.
No speed, descend to flight level 160 by AMDUT. 890 Victor.
Actually, I use a side stick joystick.
QNAV 1 Golf arrival.
The QNAV 1 Golf arrival, speed 890 Victor.
Speedbird 495, descend flight level 80. Shuttle 9 Charlie 27 left, 24 miles, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 10.
We've got about 3 miles to play with on that descent. Let's make sure we're well and truly okay with that.
Charlie 45 Kilo Mike, contact Paris 128.1, bye.
Paris 128.1, thanks for service, Charlie 45 Kilo.
In fact, Kilo Mike is just closing, so it's going to be Unicom 1228, bye.
Book 168, thanks for service, Charlie 45 Kilo.
Yep. London Control, Ryanair 9745, ready for descent. Ryanair 9745, roger, descent, flight level 220,
And that's the frequency for Gatwick approach, which we've just got ready, 126825, because we're going to be handed over to those presumably soon. Gatwick Tower is also online, which is 124225. Always handy to have these available. And ground 121.8.
London Centre, Easyjetsimpilot at flight level 350, inbound Kessex at Mach 0.76.
Easyjetsimpilot, London Control, hello to you. It's a QNAV 1 Golf arrival, there's no speed restriction.
QNAV 1 Golf arrival, no speed restrictions, Easy8070.
Shuttle 9 Charlie, turn right, heading 170 degrees.
Right turn 170 degrees, Shuttle 9 Charlie.
Speedbird 495, descend flight level 70.
So from about here on in, I shall be
Speedbird 495, turn right, heading 360 degrees.
concentrating mostly on the aircraft rather than the chat, I'm afraid. So don't worry too much. I'm not ignoring you. Well, I am, but with good reason.
Shuttle 9 Charlie, descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, Shuttle Charlie.
Speedbird 495, vectors 27 left, you got 30 odd miles to go, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1020.
We also need to keep an eye, of course, on the simulator itself. Make sure we continue flying where we want to fly.
Ryanair 762, London Control, roger. Easy 520 November, descent flight level 90.
Descent flight level 90, easy 520 November. And 090 set, 090 blue.
360 inbound to Rev to request descent when ready, please.
Easy 2 on X-ray Bravo, London, hello to you, VATSIM Golf, score 0373.
VATSIM Golf 0373, easy 2 on X-ray Bravo.
Shuttle 9 Charlie, turn right, turning 240 degrees, when established, 27 left, descend with the glide.
Glide 240, service, descend with glide 27 left, shuttle 9 Charlie.
Steamboat 495, turn left.
And it's worth knowing at this
300
point then, the
degrees,
distance
established,
between
low glide at 27 left.
Timber and Mayfield
Easy 29 X-ray Bravo, descend when ready, flight level
is
130,
7
level
miles.
light L2.
So when this says 7 miles, because for some reason it's not in the flight plan, when this says 7 miles, we're overhead Timber, or certainly a beam it.
Right, at 2 X-ray Victor, descend flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100, Ryan, at 2 X-ray Victor.
That is an eerie view, isn't it?
London Centre, easy 8070, requesting descent.
That slither of orange sky.
Flight level 160, left white and dot.
Descent to flight level 160, over by Ambut, easy 8070.
And Easy 520 November confirmed there was no speed restriction for us.
Easy 520 November, that's correct. And descend now, flight level 80.
Flight level 80 and no speed, Easy 520 November. And set flight level is 880 blue.
London Control, Speedbird 613, passing 3,000 feet.
Shuttle 613 London, hello, climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Shuttle 613.
Ryanair 72, you with me?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination.
Yeah, Ryanair 72,
Should now assist the cabin
Ryanair
crew right
72, you should be at 4,000 feet until cleared higher for next time. Climb now to flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Ryanair 72.
Shuttle 9 Charlie, contact tower 118.45, bye-bye.
25 shot, yes.
Yeah, we were 495 when established low glide to descend with the glide, please come left.
That's what I was trying
Shuttle 613, turn left, heading 360 degrees. Shuttle 613,
Go on then,
heading
HD.
360
I'll turn it off
degrees.
just for you.
Shuttle 613, left, heading 360 degrees.
Turn left heading 360 degrees, Shuttle 613.
On the control, good 81 ladder box for level 240.
So whilst we've got no speed restrictions, I'm
19 Foxtrot, London, call 1
going to ask if we can reduce speed 250 below 10,000 feet. And control Easy 520 November, we okay to reduce speed 250 below 10,000?
520 November, yep, there's no restriction at all. Contact Gatwick Director 126825.
1268255, thanks for the service, Easy 520 November. Gatwick Director, good evening, Easy 520 November, with you. I think we were blocking someone there actually.
Easy 520 November, get direct hello, descend flight level 70, no speed.
Flight level 70, no speed, Easy 527, Zulu November. Right, flight level 70, the autopilot was just having a moment there.
Speed 170 knots until 5 DME. Contact tower on 124.55, cheerio.
170 until 4 DME, contact tower on 124.225 to 25. Thanks for ATC, hello, good evening, bye bye.
Yes, you have last weekend, thanks for flying in.
Back to nav and make that solid green line. There we go. No speed restrictions, but I do want to start slowing down. And Easy 520 November, just for information, slowing down 250 knots.
3,000 feet. cleared RLS approach 26 left.
And RLS approach 26 left. Could you repeat the heading, please?
Yeah, sure. Heading 285.
285.
Just keep that descent going a little bit. And easy 520 November, just for information, slowing down 250 knots.
Easy 520 November, roger, listen speed, and fly, turn right heading 345.
Right heading 345, easy 520 November.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are traveling with an infant, please ensure that
Okay, we need to run that approach checklist. Minimums are set both side engine mode selected, normal electronic flight bag is stowed, approach briefing and taxi briefing is complete.
C153, speed 170 knots until 5, give me.
170 knots.
And C153, contact Tower frequency 124 5. Thanks for flying, take care.
124 and stop.
Let's get those landing lights on. Tower frequency 124225. Get that queued up.
Gatwick direct has been about 89 Zulu Victor with you on the Clean Network Belt.
ED 520 November, and throughout
So profile at this point looks good, 7,000 feet, 22 miles out.
That's be about 89 Zulu Victor.
Alt star.
Negative ED 520 November, descend throughout to 4,000 feet, QNH 1020.
4,000 feet, 1020 QNH, easy 520 November.
Seabird 89 Victor, good evening, descent flight level 70, fixed wireless from me 26 left.
Descent flight level 70, wireless 26 left, Ryanair 2X3 Victor.
Negative, Ryanair 2X Victor, level 57, I'm afraid, maintain 90 for the moment.
Maintain 90.
Still no speed, so we don't want to be intercepting that ILS at 250 knots. We're about 10 miles away from it with that, so let's just start rolling that speed back a little bit.
ED 520 November, reduce speed to 180 knots.
Oh, there we go, reduce speed 180 knots, easy 520 November.
Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor, descend to flight level 80.
Descent flight level 80, Ryanair 2X3 Victor.
Probably going to need a little bit of speed brakes there just to help us get down.
ED 52 Zulu November, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, easy 520 November.
Seabird 89 Zulu Victor, turn right. In fact, heading at 310 degrees and descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1020.
Right heading 310, down to 6,000 with QNH of 1020, Seabird 89 Zulu Victor.
So we've just reduced that descent rate to 1,000 feet per minute. We're now below the glide. Speed still decreasing. We'll get flaps 1 out as well in a moment.
Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor, descend to flight level 70.
Descent flight level 70, Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor.
Okay, flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1.
ED 522 in November, turn left heading 290 degrees, report localised established from the left.
Left heading 290 will report established 26 left, easy 520 November.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
As flaps 2. Speed brakes back in. .180 knots set. HD, I love it.
Director, good evening.
You know I like it. I've just checked the chat.
Inbound timber, speed 260 knots.
And it's
descending
done
to
just
flight
before
level
you.
80.
We know we're doing the good. We know we're doing right. Lock star.
Seabird 89 to the fixture, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
Easy 520 November, established 26 left. I'm waiting to arm the approach.
Gatwick Director, you're in the Summit 62 at 220 knots, heading 220.
520 November, established 26 left.
Easy 520 November, Roger, descend with decline, reduce speed to 160 knots, maintain until 4 DME.
160 knots, descended and glide and maintain till 4 DME. Easy 520 November.
Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor, turn right heading 350 degrees.
Turn right heading 350 degrees, Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor.
Easy 8070, get direct hello, maintain flight level 80.
Okay, glide star, missed approach altitude is set.
Seabird 89
10 miles out.
Turn right heading 020 degrees.
Right heading 020 degrees, Seabird 890 Victor.
Seabird 890 Victor, descend to altitude 3,000.
Down to 3,000, Seabird 890 Victor.
Ryanair 762, get direct hello, descend to flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Ryanair 762.
Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1020.
Descend altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1020, Ryanair 2 X-ray Victor.
Easy 8070, turn left heading 295.
Turn left heading 295, easy 8070.
Easy 520 November, contact tower 124.25.
124225. Thanks for the service. 520 November.
Scout Director, hello, easy.
Tower easy 520 November, established 26 left, 7 miles.
Easy 520 November, down track, evening skinny approach 26 left, becoming number 1.
Continue approach, easy 520 November.
T153, hold short of rainy, contact ground 121 depth 9, good evening.
6 miles, we can start slowing down and configuring. 6 miles, manage speed, landing gear, spoilers, lights, ding that cabin. 5 miles, flaps 3, speeds checked, flaps 3. Flaps full. Landing checklist, cabin, secured for landing, auto thrust, speed. Go around altitude 3000, set. Landing memo, ECAM no blue.
$1,000.
1,000 feet.
520 November, runway 26 left, subsequent 230 degrees, 5 knots, clear to land.
Autopilot 12 disengaged, I have control. Cat 1.
Easy 520 November, runway 26 left, subsequent 230 degrees, 5 knots, clear to land.
Good land 26 left, easy 520 November. So, looking to obviously maintain that glide and centre line. Very slight wind from the left. Not very much at all.
500.
500 feet, approach stable.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And spoilers deployed, reversers on. And decel. 70 knots, reversers off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings
Second right,
with you,
Juliet, hold
checking
short,
in the seat
Romeo,
pockets,
easy,
underneath the
520
seat,
November.
and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet.
Good evening,
For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Okay, we've now cleaned the aircraft up. Just get those charts out, check we know where we're going. Oh, we're down. Fingers crossed, this should be the easy bit. So guys, if you did enjoy that, please do hit the like button on the stream. It makes a huge difference to the channel, and I really do appreciate that if you can. And of course, it's free. Just watching the aircraft in front of us, didn't want to slow down quite that much. So we need to hold short of Romeo. I just need to check which this is here.
November, short Romeo, contact our ground now 121.8. Good evening.
Hold short Romeo, contact ground 1218. Easy 52 Zulu November. Thanks for the service. And that's uniform. So we've got a while to go yet.
I didn't actually realise you of it. Stand 2-2, pushing sort of facing west. Or facing east, no?
Is HD spamming the chat again? Hey, full CDA. Love it.
5 on blocks. Thanks a lot for ATC, sir. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Gatwick ground, good evening. Easy 52 Zulu November on Juliet. Will hold short of Romeo.
Easy 52 Zulu November, Gatwick, hello, taxi, Juliet, hold short, Romeo.
Roger, continue taxi, hold short of Romeo for Easy 52 Zulu November.
Shamrock 23 Kilo, stand 18, request push to start. Shamrock 23 Kilo, stand 28, push to 3 facing, let's make sure you go behind, mate.
And that's Tango, so it's the next right we need to hold short of. Thank goodness for decent lighting and valid taxiway signs. Lots of traffic in Gatwick tonight, which has made for a nicely realistic experience. Brian, CD is a continual descent or continuous descent approach. So you're descending all the way from the very top of your climb, very top of your cruising altitude, all the way down without leveling off. So this is Juliet. On the left, we still haven't started the APU yet. We've got plenty of time to do that. So there's Juliet. And Romeo is just here, which we obviously shall fall short of.
Shamrock 1494, Mike 1 minute, contact tower.
Shamrock 1494, yep, tower 125, over.
Contact tower, Shamrock 1494, have a great day.
Z520 November, not sure what the Belgians are doing in front of you, but you can taxi send 106 via Romeo and Kilo, pick up the YouTube.
Taxi stand 1065 Romeo and Kilo. Thank you very much. Easy 520 November.
Which is better though?
Hey, Gatwick Brown, this is Stupid 133, requesting taxi to runway 26 left.
Bird 133 taxi, Honey Pike Alpha 3, runway 26 left via Papa Alpha November.
Okay, so apparently he hasn't got contact with this. I just saw him sending a text message to this aircraft. Looks like we're going to we'll get a little bit closer. See if he decides to move. He might just be reading charts, so we'll just give him another minute. I think he may be moving off now, unless that's my imagination. I don't want to taxi. I don't want to taxi through the guy. ATC may tell me to taxi through the guy if you can't get hold of him. And Easy 520 November, do you want us to hold here while the aircraft in front moves?
Easy 520 November, you can just follow him. So taxi Romeo Kilo stand 10. I believe they gave you 106.
Oh, lovely, it's vacated now, so we'll continue our taxi stand 106. Easy 520 November, thanks.
Flight correction 105, the Belgium's going to take 106.
Roger, we'll take 105 then, 520 November. So left on here, first right, onto Kilo. Yeah, we just follow this aircraft in.
Speedbird 89 Juliet Victor, we're on Charlotte at Juliet and London approaching Romeo.
Do you know, I don't know if I've flown on this scenery at night. I'm loving the taxiway lights.
Papa might be a bit of delay for the
HD, got it before you said it again. Oh, it makes for a happy Friday night when stuff like that happens.
And try to get you in Mexican. No problem at all.
Wayne, good evening. Where have you been? What we got over there? Do some sightseeing while we wait. Yeah, I've definitely not visited this airport at night before. This is great. So he should be taking, what is it, 105. We're taking 106. Obviously there's 109. Is 109 even available? Oh, it is. It's not on the chart. The chart might be outdated. I think they're doing building works just here. Brian, this is a add-on airport, but would you believe this is free? Available from flightsim.to.
Figure 289, Silver, so continue taxi now, stand 20 by Charlie.
20 by Charlie, speedbird 890 Victor.
LB by Charlie.
By Charlie, speedbird 892 Victor.
Charlotte 23 Kilo, request taxi. 023 Kilo, follow the company, holding point Mike 1 by Mike. Follow the company, Mike 1 by Mike, Charlotte 23 Kilo.
And 123, I'm sure we take a left here.
On 08 left, holding protocol, my request stand 107 is available.
Takeoff, speedbird 133, you made your turn a bit too soon, so if you can make a right on Alpha and hold Alpha 3.
Okay.
Okay, and we're on.
Okay, so we'll continue on.
Engines 1 and 2 shutting down.
Mate, nothing to be worried about, we're not pilots. Runner 2, exit Victor, Grand Hello, welcome to Gatwick, taxi right, not right, left Romeo, right Kilo, stand 13.
Now get the APU bleed on, now the engines have stopped, we'll get the passenger seatbelt signs off, beacon light can also come off, romantic lighting turned off, and let's see if we can get some ground services.
Compliment that our roll. So don't follow the
They're all now waiting
right,
for us.
Sharper right hand turn, so you should not be with the ship.
And we'll just,
good evening.
there we go, turn air traffic control off. There's that APU coming on. Not the APU, the GPU. Now he's connected up. Let's get the external power connected. We shall call the jetway over as well, and we'll start deboarding our aircraft. Then we'll check things like fuel, see how that's looking, and yeah, we can look at the OI page and have a look. Passengers then, deboarding. And, oh, what's happened there? Oh, I know what's happened there. Somebody has spawned into us. We've given birth to another EasyJet. Never mind. Right, what was the flight time? 1 hour 46 minutes, I think it was. We flew 1 hour 48, 1 hour 57, block to block. And HD, I've got a horrible feeling that it clears it. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong page. Yeah, go back. Yeah, it clears it after we've landed. It wipes everything, so I can't even check. Nevertheless, we're here, we're down, and that was a great flight. What a great way to spend a Friday evening. So, a big thank you to all of you. Hope you've enjoyed the stream this evening. I've certainly enjoyed doing it and chatting with you guys. Big thanks to all of you who have watched this evening. Big thanks to those of you, especially who have donated and contributed to the channel's upkeep. And, of course, as always, to the Easyjetsimpilot channel members. And not forgetting, of course, our wonderful PM HD. Thanks very much, guys. I'm going to leave you there. There'll be no stream tomorrow, and certainly no stream Sunday evening. I will most likely be back on Monday, hopefully, after celebrating an England win at the Euros. We've just brought some Italians to London. I'm sure they'll have a great day seeing the sights tomorrow, and yeah, that should be a great day. Hopefully Sunday is not as great for them. Thanks very much, guys. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Good night. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, I hope you have enjoyed your flight with us today here on EasyJet. On behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, may we wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport, and we hope to see you again very soon. In order to increase the comfort of your next flight, please take a look at joining the EasyJetSimpilot channel, and we offer extra perks for those frequent flyers. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you once again.